in your ear.
2/3 of the senators.
The year began with a victory for the president at his impeachment trial.
He is hereby acquitted of the charges.
But COVID consumed the final year of Donald Trump's term. He would be hospitalized. More than 250,000 would die. More than 20 million people lost their jobs. The president began nightly appearances in the briefing room.
Injection inside.
He was roundly mocked for suggesting disinfectants could cure the virus. After agreeing with the experts who called for lockdowns in the spring,
This virus is going to disappear.
the president defiantly returned to the campaign trail in the summer. Mr. Trump responded forcefully to the nationwide unrest over the killing of George Floyd. After the violent clearing of protesters, he posed with a Bible in front of St. John's Church in Washington.
The silent majority is stronger than ever before.
He baselessly claimed the election would be rigged.
They're sending millions of ballots all over the country.
When all of the ballots were counted, Mr. Trump lost decisively to Joe Biden. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News.
A year in your ear.
From Kxo Radio.
12:30 KXO. It is 7:32 in the morning. That was a year. It went through that whole year right there in your ear. It is, I think I said 7:32 in the morning. Last Wednesday of the year. Gene, are you ready for the new one?
I better be.
Yeah, I think it's coming.
That's right, because it's going to happen anyway.
Are you going to celebrate?
Celebrate? No, not really. What can you do?
Well, yeah, you and the wife can do a whole bunch of stuff. We might not want to go into the details, but
we're just going to stay home.
Stay home. You going to sleep through it? I'm going to sleep through it. I got to work the next day.
I might watch something or, catch a ball game on the radio.
You watch the ball drop?
I have before, but it's never been the same since Dick Clark passed. His name is there on the thing, but it's not Dick Clark.
Ryan Seacrest has been there. He was there with him in the last few years.
He was. That was kind of the passing of the torch, and that was cool. But, there's only one Dick Clark, and there's only one Ryan Seacrest.
Well, and that's the best one to watch because we can get to bed early. They show the East Coast first.
Yeah.
And so and that's 3 hours before ours hits. And then they repeat it, and then they hit the West Coast. But I think the Yuma station shows the East Coast, and because I think it starts at 8 o'clock in the evening. And they count down the East Coast, and then the ball drops, and everybody goes to bed. Or those who want to stay up watch the West Coast.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the ball drop, you can, and still get a night's sleep.
Yeah, twice.
There you go. Birthdays. You ready for the birthdays?
Ready.
We got a whole bunch of birthdays here that I don't think I've ever heard of, but Carroll scratched them, and he wants them announced. Actor Russ Tamblyn. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's been around a while. He's 88 years old. So he's a while. How about Noel Paul Stuckey?
Noel Stuckey. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's the Paul and Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Okay.
He's 83 today. James Burrows, he was the director for Cheers and Taxi, a couple of really good shows, TV shows. He's 80 years old. Fred Ward, a really good actor. He was in The Right Stuff and a whole bunch of other things. He's 78 today. Mike Nesmith of the Monkees, he's 78. That'll make you feel old. Conchetta Tom she was in Providence and China Beach. I guess she's 75. Patti Smith, singer, she's 74. Cheryl Lee Ralph was in Moesha. She's 65. Never watched Moesha. The one that I did watch, Eliza Dushku. She was in Dollhouse. Didn't see that. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, saw that on TV. But Bring It On. She was one of the cheerleaders in Bring It On. And she's 40 years old today. And with a bunch of girls in the house, we watched that one several times. Anyway, those are the big shot birthdays. The local people are coming up. Before we get to the local people, we got a guy called in late, Jesse Linessis, celebrating his birthday today, so he gets kind of a preliminary shout out.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Happy birthdays this morning going out to Blaine Smith, Sal Alaya, Tyler Ruiz, Robert Silva, Jim Carroll, Terry Lacey, Karen Wyant, Manuel Gonzalez, Daniel Miramontes, Linda Chambers, Renee Guerrero, and Chris Chamarin. Happy birthday to each and every one.
Whatever the weather brings this winter, you can rely on a York warm and comfortable. You'll get maximum efficiency thanks to advanced technology and helping to significantly reduce your energy bills. Plus, you can stay connected via our Wi-Fi-enabled touchscreen thermostat. Every York unit is designed, engineered, and assembled in the United States and backed by industry-leading warranties. Affordable financing options are available. Call Lock Air Conditioning, your local York dealer, at 760-353-4501. That's 353-4501 to schedule a free evaluation of your system. York, install confidence. Contractor's license 696-216.
And Lock Air Conditioning are bringing you your World and California News headlines. Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales and service, call the experts at Lock Air Conditioning.
CBS News Brief. There's a new coronavirus vaccine not approved here yet, but in Britain, and it's being called a game changer. Correspondent Charlie Daggett.
The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine never needs to be kept at deep freeze temperatures, making it easier to administer in mass vaccination, not just in the UK, but eventually around the globe.
The vaccine comes after the first U.S. case of that variant found in the UK, a Colorado man in his 20s. On the shortage of vaccines here, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan.
There's a lot of moving parts, and I think nobody is quite performing at the top capacity.
And will the Senate vote on increasing coronavirus relief checks? Democratic Senator Chris Coons.
We have to deliver more relief to the American people. But I'm clear-eyed, and so is Joe Biden. This will be very difficult.
The Senate Majority Leader may try to tie the vote to some of President Trump's other demands. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
California headline news, the number of new COVID cases in Los Angeles County is outpacing the rest of the country. Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Gale says LA County hospitals are sharing resources to deal with the surge.
This is something we've been having many discussions, late night discussions and conversations with hospital leaders, association leaders across impacted regions.
On Tuesday, Gale announced the stay-at-home orders for Southern California and the San Joaquin Valley region are being extended until further notice. Health officials are concerned they will see a post-holiday surge in new COVID-19 cases. San Francisco Public Health Director Dr. Grant Colfax says that would be devastating.
We cannot afford to have a Christmas or New Year's surge on top of the surge that we are already experiencing.
And the California National Guard has deployed 9 medical corps members to assist a Riverside hospital that is seeing a surge. The cafeteria has been repurposed to handle emergency department patients who must wait for hospital beds to become available. Steve Clausen, California News.
And World California News headlines brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning. For your air conditioning and sheet metal needs, call Lock Air Conditioning today, 760-353-4501.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket can. You could save hundreds of dollars every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage at today's near historic low rates. If your current rate is over 4%, with today's low rates, you could lower your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year. With a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, you could consolidate and pay off high-interest debt, tackle home improvements that could add value to your home, or even set aside cash for your child's future education. We've already helped over 1 million clients just like you reach their home financing goals this year alone. So remember this. What can give you the technology to refinance easily and save money? Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
And it's page 1 of the local news brought to you by Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the Valley, in Brawley at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and in El Centro on Imperial Avenue, right next to Food for Less. With page 1 of the local news, here's Gene Brister.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, Reliance Public Relations is honored, George Gale explains.
They have been presented an award. The Imperial Valley Public Relations firm was honored by the Public Relations Society of America, San Diego and Imperial County chapter. They were awarded a campaign developed with the Imperial County Business Recovery Task Force to advocate and assist Valley businesses impacted by COVID-19 closures. The Silver Bernays Award of Merit was in recognition of the public service campaign designed by the Brawley Chamber of Commerce and Reliance Public Relations Incorporated in partnership with the local Small Business Development Center and Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation, formed the Imperial Valley Business Recovery Task Force. The purpose of the task force is to respond quickly with programs, resources, and policy advocacy to mitigate business impacts, job losses, and community access to goods and services. Formed in March, task force received a $50,000 grant from the county local health authority that allowed it to expand its marketing and outreach efforts to help businesses. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has extended the stay-at-home order for the Imperial County and 10 other Southern California counties. Monday saw another record high of new COVID-19 infections in a single day, 66,811 statewide. Officials with the state say they expect another surge of infections in the coming weeks as people traveled or gathered for the Christmas holidays. Haas statewide report more than 20,000 COVID-19 positive patients. Imperial County has 192 coronavirus patients among the 2 local hospitals. The stay-at-home order limits gatherings, allows takeout or delivery only for restaurants, shutters barber shops and beauty salons, and sees limits on retail stores, as well as allowing only outdoor religious services. KXO News Time 7:43.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers ready to take care of your automotive service needs. Tires, brakes, batteries, AC service, alignments, lube oil and filter change, and more. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro, and in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive.
In other local news, a fire is reported Monday evening in El Centro. Here's more on that story.
El Centro Fire Department was called at 7:28 in the evening. A crew arrived at the home in the 700 block of Stacy. They found the residents had evacuated and were all safe. They entered the house and found some smoke and the smell of gas, but no flames. A search of the exterior of the home resulted in the discovery of a slow leaking gas line that had caught fire. Gas to the residence was shut off and the fire went out. Fire officials say there was no damage to the house or any other structure. Gas was to remain off until the gas company could replace the leak. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A traffic accident Tuesday afternoon resulted in a road closure. The single vehicle accident occurred at about 12:25 p.m. on Worthington Road at Huff Road. A vehicle ran into a utility pole and knocked it down. There were no injuries, but IID crews needed Worthington Road closed between Huff and Erskine roads while they repaired the damage. The roadway was closed for several hours. And the California Highway Patrol just finished their Christmas holiday maximum enforcement period. It was a safe weekend, 5 DUIs and 1 property damage accident, and that was it. Of course, they'll go into this weekend into their maximum enforcement for New Year's. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in El Centro on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less, and in Brawley on Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you will never need an appointment.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold, right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO.
What's your name? Who's your daddy?
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And it's time for page 2 of the local news, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for your life and health insurance needs or retirement planning. With page 2 of the local news, here again is Gene.
Taking a look at other local news, no change to local requirements for quarantine. Here's more on that story.
They are quarantine requirements. That's what he just said. They are the state and federal published quarantine guidelines. The quarantine is used to separate individuals who might have been exposed to COVID-19 to prevent them from unknowingly spreading the virus to others. The current 14-day quarantine period remains the best option, according to the Imperial County Public Health Department. Department says they are continuing to review the new state quarantine guidelines. They say the safety of the community remains their top priority, and they will take every possible step to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in the community. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Imperial County hospitals are still operating at capacity. As of Tuesday morning, there are 192 COVID-19 patients in Imperial County hospitals. El Centro Regional Medical Center reports 168 inpatients in their facility, with 112 being treated for the virus. Imperial County Public Health Department numbers show that there have been 5 more deaths attributed to coronavirus. The number is now 411. There are 1,717 active cases of the disease, down almost 100 from the previous day. County reports there are 4 ICU beds available in the Imperial Valley, with 42 COVID-19 positive ICU patients. There are 101 patients on ventilators countywide. Both Pioneers Memorial Hospital and El Centro Regional Medical Center are bracing for an anticipated post-Christmas surge that is expected to be even stronger than the one following the Thanksgiving holiday. Well, it's a case of, if you're ready for this, buyer beware, and another of seller beware. El Centro police received a report from a woman who was selling a cell phone to a man who responded to her Snapchat ad. The man and woman met, and the man examined the phone and said he wanted to show it to a friend before buying it. He left with the phone, and the woman never saw him or the phone again. The iPhone was valued at $600. Later Monday, a man reported that he bought a car advertised on eBay. His money was gone, and no car was delivered. The man told the police that he sent the seller $1,200. He said he saw the vehicle posted for sale again on eBay. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Have you received notice that your Medicare health plan is changing or going away? Are you turning 65 soon, or are you newly eligible to Medicare and have questions about your Medicare options? Then give David or Jose a call at David H. West Insurance to learn about the ABCs of Medicare. Don't delay. Call David H. West Insurance Services now at 760-352-3411. That's 760-352-3411. That's David H. West Insurance.
Here's George Gale with the weather update.
The high temperature yesterday, 64 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 36. National Weather Service says generally dry conditions and slightly below normal temperatures are expected through the rest of the week. Low temperatures will dip into the 30s for many lower desert locations through Sunday, with Thursday most likely the coldest morning. A mostly dry weather system will move through the region on Thursday, leading to a period of cloudy skies. High pressure for Friday into the weekend will result in mostly clear skies before increasing cloudiness into early next week as another weak weather system approaches the region. Weather forecast calling for sunny skies today. Highs right near 68. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows around 38. Winds will be calm. New Year's Eve, Thursday, sunny skies, highs right near 67, southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. And right now, we are looking at 39 degrees at the county airport, 48% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality has been good all morning long. Page 2 of the local news and the weather, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplement coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
And on the NBA scoreboard this morning, it was the Knicks over the Cavaliers, 95-86. Warriors got by the Pistons, 116-106. Celtics over the Pacers, 116-111. 76ers beat the Raptors, 100-93. Bulls over the Wizards, 115-107. Bucks beat the Heat, 144-97. And Milwaukee, in doing so, set a record for a three-point scoring. Magic beat the Thunder by a score of 118-107. Suns over the Pelicans, 111-86. Clippers beat the Timberwolves, 124-101. Kings got by the Nuggets, 125-115. NFL, we still have a lot of football to go, even though Washington football team and Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to go at it Sunday night. That's going to be the last Sunday night game of the year. No more Monday or Thursday night games. Playoffs start Saturday on January 9th with a triple header. All playoff action will be heard on 1230 KXO. Las Vegas Raiders, they play Sunday. They take on the Denver Broncos. You'll hear that game on FM 107.5. That will be the last Raiders game of the season. We'll have more in just a minute.
If you've been waiting for a sign to drive something new, this is it. The season of savings is about to end at your San Diego County Ford dealers. So come and get big deals on Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs during the final days of the year-end sell-a-thon. Shop online or visit your local Ford dealer and get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 trade assist with your qualified trade toward a 2020 Ford F-150. Excludes Raptor. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 0% APR financing for 60 months at $1,667 per month for $1,000 finance, regardless of down payment. Trade assist requires trade-in of 95 of your vehicle or lease terminated 30 days prior to or 90 days after new retail delivery. Customer must have owned or leased the trade-in vehicle for a minimum of 30 days prior to the sale date of the new vehicle. Vehicle supply is limited. Residency restrictions apply. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 1/4/2021. See dealer for qualifications and complete details. It's the final days of the year-end sell-a-thon, so visit your San Diego County Ford dealers for huge deals on Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs today, or shop online at buyfordnow.com. That's buyfordnow.com. Hurry, these deals end soon.
And the San Diego Padres deals that were announced have now been completed. They've got a couple of really good pitchers. Blake Snell from the Tampa Bay Rays, he was stunned, but he says he's excited by the move to the San Diego Padres as that trade has finalized. San Diego also acquired top starter Yu Darvish from the Chicago Cubs in a deal completed later Tuesday, giving the ascending Padres two established aces at the front of the rotation as they attempt to catch the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. In golf, the Masters tournament has delayed ticketing process for 2021 because nobody knows what the heck's going on. In Australia, the Australian Open, women's world #1 Australian Ash Barty, she's going to partner with U.S. Open semifinalist Jennifer Brady in doubles at the 2021 Australian Open in a high-profile pairing between top singles players. Organizers made the announcement earlier this morning. And the 2021 BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, often referred to as tennis's fifth major, has been postponed due to COVID-19 concerns. Originally scheduled for March 8th through the 21st, tournament in California, right up there in Indian Wells, will now be held at an undetermined date later this year. And Arizona's men's basketball program has self-imposed a one-year postseason ban. According to the school, the decision comes as a result of the NCAA investigation stemming from a 2017 federal investigation into corruption in college basketball and college basketball recruiting. ESPN and The Athletic are reporting that in October, the Arizona had been hit with 9 NCAA violations, including 5 level 1 allegations. Athletic reported that Arizona was charged with a lack of institutional control and failure to monitor, and head coach Sean Miller was charged with lack of head coach control. So there you go. That's a look at sports.
Thank you for choosing Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. In today's highly competitive business climate, your company's image is important. The printed materials your company uses conveys a major part of that image. Our graphic designers have the talent and expertise to create a lasting impression for your business. Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers virtually any type of business solution to meet your needs, from business cards and stationery to computer forms, full-color brochures, and posters. Let our excellent service and attention to detail provide the best impression for you. Locally owned and operated, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley. And in the world of business, U.S. stocks opened higher this morning as investors hoped that COVID-19 vaccine rollouts and a bigger fiscal aid would help the world's largest economy recover from a pandemic-fueled slump in 2021. Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 79.42 points, or 0.26%, at the open to 30,415.09. S&P 500 opened higher by 9.15 points, or 0.25%, at 3,736.19, while the NASDAQ Composite gained 56.29 points, or 0.44%, to 12,906.51 at the opening bell.
The holidays are bustling with activity. Handle it all with Happy Honda Days. Shopping for that perfect present? The Honda Accord and Civic Sedan can get you there. Take on the season with financing as low as 0.9% APR on the 2020 Accord and as low as 1.9% APR on the 2020 Civic Sedan on select models from well-qualified buyers.
See your Southwest Desert Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The high temperature yesterday, 64 degrees. Your night low this morning, 36. We can expect sunny skies today. Highs right near 68. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows around 38. Winds will be calm. New Year's Eve, sunny skies. Highs right near 67. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. And right now we are looking at 39 degrees, 48% the relative humidity. Coming up on 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock we got the CBS News. 6 minutes of news and information. We're going to find out what the heck is going on out there now. We'll be back in here for more of the best oldies on the radio.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
At the tone, it will be.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. As coronavirus deaths and hospitalizations reach yet new heights in the U.S., there is brand new hope in the form of another vaccine.
This is a really significant moment in the fight against this pandemic. The vaccine is the way out.
British Health Secretary Matt Hancock on the UK's emergency approval of the Oxford AstraZeneca shot. Experts call it a global game changer. Correspondent Charlie Daggett is in London.
Cheap, easy to store and transport, and will vastly accelerate the vaccination program. Crucially, regulators decided the first dose provides good immunity, good enough to prevent hospitalization and serious disease. A second dose follows up to 12 weeks later. Unlike other vaccines that need a 28-day booster, that extended timeline allows for the production of more vaccine, effectively doubling the number of people who can get vaccinated in the short term.
There is criticism on this side of the Atlantic over slowdowns in the vaccine chain. Maryland's Republican Governor Larry Hogan tells CBS this morning.
The federal government did not deliver the number that they were originally telling the states that they would get. The two companies in production, I think their production has not been as fast as they had hoped or what their projections were. And then there really wasn't a lot of support, no financial support and no real plan. The states came up with their own plan.
Senate Democrat Chris Coons is weighing in on the tug of war in Washington over increased COVID relief payments to Americans. He tells CBS,
I suspect we'll be fighting over this for the rest of the week. We are now just 3 weeks from Joe Biden's inauguration. That will give us a chance to reset.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has blocked 2 attempts by Democrats to advance a bill that would increase payments from $600 to $2,000. The Georgia Senate runoff is next week. CBS's Adam Brister says the candidates will be getting help from the party's heavy hitters.
The vice president-elect will be in Savannah on Sunday to campaign with Democratic candidates John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock. Mr. Biden will be in Atlanta on Monday. President Trump will also be in Georgia on the eve of the election Monday when he rallies Republicans in Dalton.
President-elect Biden will give his final interview of the year on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest on ABC tomorrow night. A hot air balloon crashed in a backyard in Gilbert, Arizona.
It went through the dirt and over the fence, and that's when I realized I've never seen a hot air balloon take off, but I at that point realized that was not normal.
There were 9 people on board, no serious injuries. Police say powerful winds broke the balloon from its tethers. The Dow is up 151 points, S&P ahead 13. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
You're ready to get back into yoga, so you order the essentials. A non-slip mat, yoga blocks to keep balance, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones.
Welcome. Take a deep breath. Breathe.
Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more-rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
A new survey finds new moms are struggling during the pandemic. CBS's Natalie Ruckham.
A recent survey from Brigham and Women's Hospital with pregnant or postpartum women finds 36% reported clinically significant levels of depression. Rates were typically 15 to 20% pre-pandemic. Study author Cindy Liu says some women are coping with grief, loss, or disappointment.
Losing out on major milestones or feeling like they couldn't really celebrate the joy of having a baby. That grief is actually associated with higher levels of mental health problems.
A New York City man has filed a class action lawsuit against the makers of King Hawaiian sweet rolls. His attorney tells the New York Post his client believes they're not Hawaiian enough because they're made in California. But you'd only know it if you read the fine print on the back of the packaging. He is demanding a label change along with unspecified damages. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com. And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with George Gale.
We're just trying to entertain people, and morality's just going to get in the way.
AM 1230.
That's hilarious.
KXO.
1230 KXO.